Number 8. Cultural similarities in art. When you compare the art from different cultures around the world, does something seem oddly similar about them? From stars and moons to themes like death and rebirth, some symbols seem to find their way into everyday life of cultures all around the world. Even though you might not think of architecture as art, similar pyramid structures found in Indonesia, Mexico, and Egypt show that even though they may be worlds apart, distant cultures used similar buildings to house their leaders and honor their dead. The stepped pyramid used multiple platforms and had a massive staircase as its main feature. In Egypt, these were the first pyramids built by the pharaohs, later replaced by the smooth side structures at Giza, which became the most infamous ancient structures of the country. But why were the stepped pyramids so similar to those found in other countries who seemingly had no connection to ancient Egypt? Another similar stepped pyramid is El Castillo at Chichen Itza in Mexico. Built between the 8th and 12th centuries as a temple to the deity Kukulkan, El Castillo looks almost identical to the stepped pyramids in Egypt. And when you compare them to the stone pyramids found in Indonesia, it's easy to see how different cultures shared a lot of the same architectural inspiration as a way to stay in touch with the spirit of their ancestors. Cultural similarities aren't just found in the way structures are built though. Paintings of the Egyptian goddess Isis are strikingly similar to the statue of a mythological being in Ecuador. The sculptures of the feathered serpent at Chichen Itza look an awful lot like the dragon sculptures found in Bali. Even though these creatures are located in completely different parts of the world, and their beliefs are not the same, looking at their art and architecture, you can see how recognizable symbols and designs can connect us all as humans. Number 7. Sheila Nagig. A strange type of medieval carving meant to protect people from evil has been adopted by feminists who want to remind the world about the struggles women have faced. Known as Sheila Nagig, the carvings would probably have been quite shocking in medieval times. They show a naked woman squatting and pulling open her enlarged labia. Yikes. Even more shocking is the fact that the carvings were often found on churches, castles, and gateposts throughout Ireland and the UK. Dating back to the 11th century, the figures were considered grotesque and a way to warn the public about the sins of lust. But others think they could be more of a fertility symbol, and a powerful one at that, given the fact that in the not-so-distant past, thousands of unmarried mothers and their children were horrifically abused at group homes in Ireland by the state and the Catholic Church. It's no wonder modern feminists want to take back the power of Sheila Nagig. Hoping to bring a more positive, empowering tone to the symbol, Project Sheila is a street art movement that tasks creators with crafting clay representations of Sheila with gold-lustered labia and colorfully glazed vulvas. The sculptures were then placed on buildings and at sites where women experienced oppression. Using this shocking symbol as a way to take their power back is a modern way of bringing the past into the light and showing how modern women are unapologetically sexual beings. Number 6. Hercules and Diomedes. In Palazzo Vecchio, a palace built in 1299 in Italy, one of the most stunning displays of art is found in the Hall of the 500. The largest room in the palace, it features a dazzling display of murals by Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. Among the stunning gold-framed artworks, there is a series of statues that depict the labors of Hercules, with one that continues to turn heads. In it, Hercules, the embodiment of Greek freedom and heroism, is wrestling with Diomedes, who was considered a tyrant for feeding the poor to his flame-spitting horses. But the most eye-catching thing about the statue? Both figures are stark naked, with Hercules holding Diomedes upside down, and Diomedes tightly gripping Hercules' penis. Depicting one of the 12 labors of Hercules, who had to undertake the trials to atone for killing his wife and children, this statue is one that you won't soon forget. But even if it looks like Hercules is in a compromising position, he does in fact toss Diomedes to his own flesh-eating horses, thus completing the trial and coming out the victor. The depiction isn't the only one to show off risque art. In many Greek artworks, depictions of homosexuality are prevalent. The Pethanos cup, found in 525 to 475 BCE, shows a scene of both heterosexual and homosexual courtship on the exterior, with two men intertwined in a compromising position, which was a common theme found in ancient Greek art. Even though you might find it odd, the artistic appearance of the phallus in ancient art symbolized good luck, health, and sexuality. Have you ever seen any of these statues in person? What did you think about them? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you're liking this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. Number 5. The Pompeii phalluses. When researchers began excavating the ancient Roman city of Pompeii, they were looking for the remains of those buried by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. But they found something else that they weren't really expecting. A large number of preserved artworks of the penis. But why were there so many phallic symbols in the ancient city? Found on walls, on stone streets, and even above doorways, the phallic symbols are believed by some to be for those looking for one of Pompeii's brothels. Apparently, one only had to follow the direction the symbols were pointing to find their own happy ending. But others are skeptical about that explanation, believing they were instead a symbol of fertility, similar to the Sheila sculptures in Ireland. Perhaps these were a way for the local culture to get rid of the stigma of sexuality and nudity. But the racy sculptures aren't limited to ancient Pompeii. A recent discovery of a mosaic in a Roman bathroom shows an image of Narcissus, quite enchanted by the size of his member. Given the fact that Narcissus famously fell in love with his own reflection, which he stared at until he died, it's possible that being in love with his prowess was his ultimate downfall. Number 4. Fountain of Neptune. The Fountain of Neptune in Bologna is just one of a number of fountains that depict women holding their breasts. Created in 1567 by Italian artist Tommaso Loretti, it's located in the Piazza Nettuno, the main square of the city's historical center, designed in the Mannerist style, which became famous for its depictions of distorted human forms and exaggerated poses. The statue features a lactating Nereid, who was a sea nymph and the daughter of one of the many gods who lived in the depths of the sea, considered symbols of protection, regeneration, and fertility. The nymphs were often depicted with large breasts. The design was done by Giovanni da Bologna, who was well known for his work in both marble and bronze, and was influenced by the work of Michelangelo. As you can see in his statues, Bologna certainly had a flair for the dramatic. Some may find his work funny or crass, but they are considered a powerful symbol of female strength. Number 3. Fountain of Fertility, Villa d'Este, Tivoli. Another fountain similar to the Fountain of Neptune is also found near Rome. Located at the Villa d'Este, the Fountain of Fertility features a classical Roman statue of Diana of Ephesus, depicted with multiple breasts. Created in 1568, the statue shows the mother goddess Artemis with multiple smooth, oval-shaped bumps on her midriff. But there are some different interpretations of the fountain. Some scholars believe the bumps are her breasts, which would be natural given her symbolic position as one of fertility. But others believe the jets of water spurt from the testicles of bulls sacrificed to her. In classic mythology, she is considered the virgin huntress and protector of young girls. An ancient Greek city located in modern-day Turkey, Ephesus, is also the home to the Temple of Artemis, built to honor her. Just one of many stunning fountains, it is found within the palace gardens, which is considered one of the most remarkable displays of Renaissance culture. Go for the slightly risque statues, stay for the ornamental basins, refined culture, and beautiful 16th century gardens the next time you are in Tivoli. Number 2. Vryapus, the fertility god of Pompeii. While most depictions in ancient art of phalluses are generally believed to be about fertility, one fresco found in Pompeii is believed to show a painful disease that was apparently widespread during ancient times. The 2,000-year-old fresco of Vryapus, the Greek god of fertility, is shown with a large and constantly erect penis. Found in the ancient ruins at the end of the 19th century by archaeologists working on a large villa, the fresco portrays the god with a disproportionately large member that had a shut or closed foreskin, that was supposed to be incredibly painful to the unlucky sufferer. But why did the artist decide to portray the Greek god of fertility in this way? Some experts believe it was done to protect others from suffering the same disease. While it might seem vulgar to depict a god this way, some believe it was the artist's way of warding off evil. Either way, the stark depiction of Vryapus probably garners more double takes than the poor god would have liked. Number 1. Min. Another god of fertility, the Egyptian Min was also the god of power and the eastern desert. Worshipped from pre-dynastic times, he was always shown in art with an erect penis. Various reliefs and paintings found on tomb walls and in temples showed him with his hand encircling the base of his penis too. Early images of Min are the oldest examples of large-scale statuary found in Egypt to date, which might be why he was so worshipped. It seems that many themes of sexuality and fertility are all associated with the god. An aphrodisiac known as cosletus is also attributed to Min because it was tall, straight, and secreted a milk substance when pressed. It was also said to help the god perform the sexual act untiringly. A fetish or object believed to have magical powers to Min was in the shape of a barbed arrow or a thunderbolt, both equally phallic. A cult to the god was started in the 4th millennium BCE, with great festivals and processions held in his honor at both Koptos, modern-day Kuft, which was a major religious and trade center in Upper Egypt, and Panapolis, a modern-day Egyptian city, Akhmim. When it came time to harvest the crops, a statue of Min was carried through the fields, known as the Departure of Min. It was believed the god blessed the harvest. At the festival, the men took part in a display of machismo, each trying to climb a pole that symbolizes fertility, usually depicted with an erect and uncovered penis. He usually holds his penis in his left hand. Normally, the seemingly shocking gesture is only apparent in statues because of the perspective used in two-dimensional Egyptian art. But for those with an attention for detail, they just might be able to make out the gesture. Thanks for watching. Which one of these cultural coincidences fascinated you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like these. See you next time. Bye!